Angela Levin, as you know, is one of my absolute favourites. She was a regular on my GB News show, beloved by our audience. And what's so fascinating about her is that
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love staying up to date with the latest royal bombshells, you're in the right place. Today we're diving deep into Angela Levin's shocking claims about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. According to Levin, who has spent years following Harry closely, the prince is still madly in love with Meghan, but has he lost his sense of self in the process? And let's not forget the controversial Pat Tillman Award, the backlash over his court case, and growing concerns about his public image. There's a lot to uncover, so make sure you stick around till the end. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. All right, let's get into it.
she is one of Britain's best journalists across a whole range of areas. But when it comes to the royal family, her reporting is second to none. She has written the books, literally, on Queen Camilla and Prince Harry, who she spent years following by the choice, interestingly, of the prince. So I absolutely trust Angela's royal reporting. She will tackle topics that very often the royal rota won't because they're too scared, they're too woke. And just like with Calvin, I am absolutely delighted to say that Angela Levin is going to be joining us every single week on Outspoken to cover all of the big royal news. Angela, so good to have you here.
What lovely things you've said about me.
All true.
I'm
All
very
absolutely true.
embarrassed.
No, it's completely true. I absolutely rely and trust your reporting. I think it's been second to none over the past couple of years, and you have that fascinating insight as well. And goodness me, Angela, speaking of Prince Harry, the man who you did spend all of those years following, big controversy over the fact that ESPN has decided to give him a Pat Tillman Award. Now, if you don't know who Pat Tillman is, he was an absolutely inspiring American patriot who was one of their top NFL players and actually decided to leave behind his professional football career to go and fight in Afghanistan. This is after the 9/11 attacks. Very tragically, Angela, he lost his life. I mean, look at him, all-American hero, and he lost his life in a friendly fire incident. So this award that ESPN has created on his behalf is meant to be given to everyday heroes. Now, as soon as I saw that Harry was getting it, I was like, what? Why? What on earth is going on? But damningly for ABC and ESPN, they hadn't actually cleared this decision to give the award.
Harry's allegiance to Meghan, love or control. Angela Levin claims Harry is still deeply in love with Meghan Markle, but has been emasculated by her. She says he prioritizes pleasing Meghan over everything else, even his own identity. He's no longer the confident, free-spirited man she once knew. He now follows Meghan's lead on almost everything. And if you look at their public appearances,
with Pat Tillman's mother. So Mary Tillman has spoken out about Harry receiving her son's award, and she has said, I am shocked as to why they would select such a controversial and divisive individual to receive the award. There are recipients that are far more fitting. There are individuals working in the veteran community that are doing tremendous things to assist veterans. These individuals do not have the money, resources, connections, or privilege that Prince Harry has. I feel that those types of individuals should be recognised. Angela Levin, what was ABC and ESPN thinking?
Yes, but I think it might not have been so much their fault as Harry and Meghan love to collect these sorts of things. Actually, they've done it twice before when I've been gasping. I'll just tell you quickly. One is a living legend of aviation for the contribution towards aviation. But this has been given to Harry but really he wasn't up to that standard. And people at the top of the military have said he was a helicopter gunner, and so were lots of other people, and he just didn't deserve that award. Now, the other one was by Kerry Kennedy, the daughter of Robert Kennedy, and that was for being able to attack the royal family for their shocking behavior about people who are black. Now, this is extraordinary because we've discovered that there was never anything like that within the royal family. But Harry hasn't given that award back either. I think they feel that both of them feel that it's a way of becoming popular, a way of people liking them better. But these are all things that actually they don't deserve to have, but grab because they think it will make them happier.
Harry often looks tense, uncomfortable, or even unhappy. But here's the big question. Is Harry's devotion admirable, or is he blind to the bigger picture? Let me know what you think in the comments. The Pat Tillman Award. Backlash. Now, let's talk about something that's got people furious. Prince Harry receiving the Pat Tillman Award. For those who don't know, Pat Tillman was an NFL star who gave up his career to fight in Afghanistan after 9/11. Tragically, he lost his life in a friendly fire incident.
I know, but Angela, isn't it actually backfiring? Because every time they are given one of these awards that the public clearly understands they do not deserve, it actually makes them less popular.
Yes, but I think if you look back on how they behave, the same way as having paparazzi following them in New York, which they didn't for 2 hours, and which they didn't because you can't move more than an inch, half an hour there. They seem to walk over that or forget it or just wipe it out of their mind. It's very extraordinary. They don't feel guilty. They don't offer to try and help make it better. They just are not interested. It's on a different level to other people who would feel, gosh, I've got such a terrible conscience. They don't feel that way. Certainly not Meghan.
I was going to say, did you pick that up as part of Prince Harry's personality when you were with him for all of that time writing your book? Or do you think this is something that has been introduced into his makeup since the relationship with Meghan Markle?
Yes, the latter. He was lovely. I adored him. I spent about 15 months with him, actually, and I thought he was terrific. He had sensitivity. He might not be academic, but he had a good understanding of people, and he could make some of these, particularly amongst ex-fighters who had been wounded mentally or physically. And actually, some of them said to me, because I would talk to them after Harry moved on, that he's given them the wish to live. He's only spoke to me for 5 minutes, they told me, but he's given me a real effort to live and get better. And I thought that was absolutely extraordinary. But that's all gone. I mean, this is a very different Harry we have now. He has the importance of always pleasing Meghan, despite the fact that she's quite a difficult person to please. And I think he feels guilty and lost and in a very bad state. You see him when they're out together and he looks incredibly unhappy. The thing about Harry that I noticed for all those months was the fact that you can read his face, that you can tell by his expressions what he really feels. You can't do that with everyone, but you can do that with Harry, and you know.
The award in his name is supposed to honor true heroes, and many believe Harry does not deserve it. Even Pat Tillman's own mother spoke out, saying the award should go to someone who's done real work for veterans without the money, privilege, and connections Harry has. And let's be real, is this another PR move? Meghan and Harry have a history of collecting awards that feel questionable. Do you think Harry deserves this honor, or is it an insult to real heroes? Let me know in the comments. And before we move on, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more eye-opening royal updates. Harry's legal nightmare and deleted evidence. If you thought that was bad,
what he's feeling. And most of the time that he and Meghan are out at some glitzy place, he doesn't look happy at all about it.
So
I
why
think
do
he's
you
a
think he
very
stays
sad
in an
man.
unhappy marriage then?
Well, I think he fell in love with her straight away,
Mm.
and I think he still does love her and wants to please her. Maybe one day he'll suddenly go click. I realize that this is not for me, but at the moment he will do anything to please her, and that's his really important thing. And from that determination, a lot of his behavior towards the royal family, but between us and for us in the UK, how he wants to take as many people as he can to the courts and complain and make money. I think all that is a result of trying to prove to Meghan that he deserves her. We can see that he's not the leader because he follows her behind like a sort of servant, old-fashioned servant,
Mm.
and it's incredibly sad to see.
So she's sort of emasculated him almost.
I would say so.
Yeah. The thing about the Pat Tillman Award, Angela, is it was released specifically on a day where Harry was facing bombshell revelations in the High Court in London. Now, of course, this
Yeah.
is over his ongoing civil action against News Group Newspapers, the publisher of the Sun newspaper, who he claims hacked his phone. This case is fraught with issues because it's way past the time when he was meant to have brought the case and all of that sort of thing. But it's part of his war on the media, Angela, led by his lawyer, who we just saw there with him, David Sherborne, who also represents the likes of Elton John. But
Yeah.
the problem is, if you go ahead with civil action like this, you are also on trial. You have to be whiter than white. And what emerged during this hearing via the lawyer for NGN is that Prince Harry appears to have been anything.
Harry's legal troubles are making things even worse. He's in the middle of a huge court case against British tabloids, but now there are serious accusations against him. He's been accused of deleting key evidence, including messages with the ghostwriter of his book Spare. Even the judge is reportedly furious about this and demanding answers. And here's where it gets even messier. Some of the missing documents may have passed through King Charles's secretaries. If that's true, this legal battle could drag the entire royal family into the mess. At this point, it's not just about exposing the media. Harry himself is facing serious questions about his own integrity. What do you think? Is he fighting for justice, or is this another case of royal privilege?
Other than whiter than white, Angela, he has been accused now by NGN's lawyer of deleting vast swaths of evidence. The judge seems incredibly unhappy about it. And by the way, Angela, it includes all of the messages that he swapped on Signal with the ghostwriter of Spare. So do you think that potentially Harry is instituting some sort of cover-up here?
Well, two things really. I'll get onto that in 1 second. The thing is that he has got a determination that he's going to carry through his life, he says, to change the way that the people in the UK use newspapers and television and all that. He thinks it's wrong and he has to try and wipe it out. It's no longer his business, of course, living 5,500 miles away, but that's one of his great aims of his life, he's said. Now, the second thing is, I think that this is part of it, to try and blame people and one way of earning money. He owes over 600,000, I think, at the moment, but it could easily go up to 1 million that he has to pay in for losing these High Court attempts, and he's got to sort of go through it with everybody. I mean, he's had 6 court cases against newspapers and the Home Office, and he's just carrying on. But the judge is furious and has demanded those notes back. And apparently some of them went through the King's secretaries. And if Harry doesn't do it himself, then it's going to go towards the King. And he has to try and get them out and send them to the court. Now, this is hugely embarrassing, hugely difficult. He doesn't need this with the strain that he's under at the moment.
Sound off in the comments. Has Meghan changed Harry forever? Angela Levin paints a very different picture of the Harry she once knew. She says when she followed him for 15 months, he was kind, warm, and had a strong sense of duty. He had a genuine connection with wounded veterans, inspiring them to live just by speaking to them. But now, she believes Meghan has reshaped his entire personality, making him more defensive, angry, and isolated. Even in public, Harry walks behind Meghan, follows her lead, and rarely looks happy. Is he still the strong, independent man he used to be? At what point does love become control? Let's talk about it in the comments. Can Harry and Meghan turn this around? So, what's the verdict? Prince Harry still loves Meghan Markle, but according to Angela Levin, he's lost himself in the process. Between the backlash over his awards, the legal chaos, and his growing public image problem, is this a breaking point? Can Harry turn things around, or is his reputation permanently damaged? Let me know your thoughts below. And if you made it this far, you're a real one. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. We've got more royal drama coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. See you in the next one.